You can't start panicking halfway through because you're tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ballet Ring. You may be wondering, what's with the shades?
So funny you should ask, because today we are actually dedicating this entire video to shades. Not these kinds of shades.
Yeah, not these shades.
But we are talking about the most iconic piece of La Bayadère, called The Kingdom of the Shades.
This is actually sort of a follow-up video because we released a White Act crash course. And in that White Act crash course, we taught y'all all you need to know about white acts and sort of the role they play in the ballet. So today we decided what better way to really drive the point home than to give you guys a small walkthrough of the Kingdom of the Shades, which is one of the most iconic white acts in all of ballet. Incidentally, Jordan has actually danced in the Kingdom of the Shades herself.
Many moons ago.
Naturally, she is now officially a very certified commentator in this scenario. So you guys are going to be hearing the behind the scenes, secret inner thoughts of a dancer who has actually performed this role before. So you guys are in for a real treat. Buckle up, hit the like button, and we will go.
So before we get started, I think we owe y'all some customary context to give us a bigger picture of what we're about to appreciate in today's video. So this is the Kingdom of the Shades, and this scene takes place in the third act of La Bayadère, oftentimes the final act, not always. Choreography, the amazing choreography, is by the one and only Marius Petipa, really famous choreographer, created a lot of famous ballets like Swan Lake, Sleeping Beauty, all of the big ballets. He's done it. And the composer is Ludwig Minkus, who also composed Paquita and Don Quixote. So yeah, two of the biggest ballet talents kind of came together for La Bayadère and created this amazing masterpiece. So in this part of the story, our main female ballet protagonist, Nikia, has just died. And her beloved Solar resorts to very interesting means to cope with his grief. We're keeping it PG.
Please consult a parent.
As he does, he begins to kind of drift away from reality, and he starts to have this sort of dream slash vision slash hallucination sort of situation. Yeah. And from there we go into the entrance of the shades, which we're about to show you now. So now that we're all caught up, let's dive right in. Let's just go right to it.
By the way, this is the Mariinsky Ballet's production of La Bayadère. They have a really solid corps de ballet, so we decided they would be very good representatives of this particular scene.
We have a gorgeous harp solo because our main female ballet protagonist has just appeared in the starlit sky. I think she does bring a sense of comfort to Solar, just being able to see her away from the pain and the grief and all of that. So but it's kind of nice. Nobody in the orchestra has to do anything. Even the conductor's just standing still. We just let the harpist do her thing. And here we go. This is the Kingdom of the Shades.
We think that this is Nikia, but it's actually not Nikia. Because there are two of them now.
And now there's three. Now, warning for anyone who hasn't watched this ever, buckle up because this is for the die-hard ballet nerd fans out there. This is very basic and sort of academic choreography. You have two steps here, and then we have an arabesque penché, and a tablier to tendu, and then we continue that all the way down the ramp. And yes, the ramp is terrifying.
It is so scary.
But when you finally get to level ground, you definitely breathe a sigh of relief there. So this scene is actually set at the peaks of the Himalayan mountains, you know, like the starlit sky and all of that. Yeah. It's kind of like the paradise, I guess. And the girls here represent the shades or the spirits of other bayadères who have died.
Some people say they're just a reflection of Nikia.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So I think it depends on who you ask. The different companies will have a different sort of interpretation.
Yeah, some people think it's just multiple
It's multiple
Nikias.
Nikias, yeah. Now, I think the reason why this scene is so iconic is because it is the most demanding corps de ballet number in all of ballet. It is so incredibly tiring, and it requires so much strength and also just awareness of yourself and everyone else around you.
Yeah, you even have to gauge your steps to the
Yeah.
point where you have to be on a certain particular spot on the floor at any given point. And you need to everyone needs to be exactly where they need to be. Otherwise, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
Spacing wise.
Exactly. Every single dancer has to know exactly which counts on which you turn the corner.
Right. It's like you turn the corner on, you have to remember arabesque number 17, you turn the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
And for every girl, it's different. So you need to
Yes.
know your spot for yourself.
And you have to be watching everybody, not just kind of go in your own bubble. You know how sometimes you can do that and you can just focus. This one you really have to be watching. I mean, in every corps de ballet work you have to, but especially this one because you have a really dark background and a really white costume with the veil.
Right.
So it emphasizes everything. You really stand out. And if you are, you know, the odd one out, it really, really, really stands out.
For sure.
What I remember about being in rehearsal for this production was how tired one side of your back gets. So the shades complete this a total of 39 times. That is for the first girl who has to do all of them. By the end of it, one side of your back is extremely tired from doing all the arabesque on that one side because you don't change legs. So what we had to do is we had to go home and train extra on the opposite side so you don't become uneven.
Right.
Because that can cause a lot of injuries just from having muscular imbalances and whatever. So we had to go home and do extra arabesques to compensate.
Right. If you watched our ballet Q&A, we do talk a lot about how important being ambidextrous is as dancers. So yeah, that extra training on your other side is actually what could keep you from being injured or being not injured.
Yeah. The original production had 32 corps de ballet dancers, which is already a big number. But then I think Petipa later revised that to include 48 corps de ballet dancers because he thought it would have a bigger effect. And it does. The more dancers you have on the stage, naturally it increases that sort of effect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think nowadays the standard number for the corps de ballet is like 24 to 32.
Right.
This one here that we're seeing has 32 dancers, which is already a very, very good number.
Yeah.
It's kind of authentic to the original material, so I like that.
Yeah. You know, as grueling as it may be, I will admit that I've always wanted to do a shades. At least once.
It's a must-do as a corps de ballet dancer. It really proves your dedication and it proves your enthusiasm, I guess. Your passion for dance and how much you really love it. Because if you can get through this, you can get through anything, really.
Right.
It's more so a mental game, I think, because it's something you can't panic through. You can't start panicking halfway through because you're tired or you're getting a back cramp or a leg cramp or whatever, because the moment you start to panic, your body will literally disengage and like you will not be able to make it through the rest of the number. So in this piece, the biggest thing was to just calm down so your body can focus and more just like think about the music and listen to the music and kind of internalize it, I guess. So that lulling, peaceful music kind of helps you keep your heart rate at a decent level. It's really tough mentally because you're in so much pain. Halfway through, you're already like, oh no, how am I gonna make it?
As a group, you also have to keep a calm atmosphere, but collectively.
I think it definitely helps having everyone kind of in the same page, like you said. Just having everyone in one accord, just you look at each other, not so much I feel so sorry for you and I feel so sorry for me. It's not so much that, it's more just like, we got this.
Yeah, we're in
almost
this together.
there.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
24 more arabesques.
Yeah, 24 more arabesques. And then we'll stand on one leg for half an hour. It's okay. You know, in corps de ballet, there is such thing as lifting your leg too high. Everyone has to be exactly the same. Perfectly identical. You cannot have your leg too high, too low. She gave us like a specific degree as well. And she was like, okay, so this is gonna be, you know, this, so it's like 90 degrees, but a little bit above. And I was like, oh my God. It was very exact. And we had to be so hyper aware of all our surroundings. You had to be watching the girl in front and the girls beside you. If you had eyeballs in the back of your head, you'd be responsible for the girl behind. It was, I mean, I don't want to say stressful.
It's a lot more engaged than the music and the scene looks from an audience perspective. If you see they all get to 90 degrees at the same time, and they all go past 90 at the same speed.
I'm really impressed with this group. Yeah, they look really good.
All the heads go here, and the legs go here at the same time. Everything just...
It's so perfect. I don't think I've ever seen, in our whole rehearsal process, I don't ever think one dancer missed this part of the music. By this time, the music has kind of gone back to the original theme, and we all know we need to run now. Yay!
Because you're just counting down.
We never miss it. And we have a blessed 4 counts to rest in 5th position before we go into the next section.
I love this because it looks like everyone's walking in different directions, and all of a sudden they just assemble.
It's so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Absolutely
Catch
perfect.
your breath, girls.
And yes, we get applause at this point in the ballet, in this part of the piece, because what we accomplished was amazing. And we're all very proud of ourselves, but we're not in the clear yet, so we have to really try and stay focused and again, keep that calm and stillness inside so you can actually finish what we just started. This is just the beginning. This is just at the beginning. We're about to get started now. But that was the entrance of the shades.
Just getting all the girls onto the stage.
Now we're finally all on the stage, and now we finally get to start. This plie is absolutely precious. You release your calves for 1 or 2 counts before we go back up.
Développé.
Here's the amazing développé. You need to stay really calm here and try not to drop your leg because you'd feel like the whole group is depending on you to keep up your end of the deal. And here we hold the arabesque.
As if we haven't done enough arabesques. It's beautiful.
Breathe together.
To the knee right away.
Ordinarily, I feel like dancers don't really like going down to the knee just because it hurts your bones a little bit.
Yeah.
But in shades, this is like the best part of the whole piece. You get 8 counts to catch your breath here before we go into the endless bourrées. I like this.
I love it.
And breathe together.
It's beautiful because the port-de-bras is so fluid, and then just from the tutu downwards, you're just shimmering.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. But to get that shimmering effect, you gotta really move your legs quick. And it's the last thing you want to do because your legs are already beat from the previous section.
Yeah.
Breathe together.
Yeah, even the breath before they go. This is the big concept in ballet. Whenever you change position, there's always some kind of breath.
Some sort of give before you go to the next thing.
And a lot of that, if for a solo dancer, would be very largely individual. So some person might breathe a little differently than another person will before a step. But in the corps de ballet, you all have to breathe at the same height, same amount,
time.
same speed even. Even your speeding up and slowing down and your resistance all has to be the same. There are so many variables that all have to come into play.
Yeah. This is my favorite passage.
I love it because this is sort of the first fast-ish passage that we have in it.
Yeah.
And the effect of the veils, it just trails in such a beautiful way. It's like...
Isn't it beautiful? It's absolutely beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Very
That's so clean.
beautiful. I love how they all breathe together. That was beautiful.
This is the first time we actually don't dance all in sync. We have different lines.
By this point, you know you're almost done, so you're kind of getting excited.
They can't get too excited.
All your hard steps are done. All the hard step is done. You get another little breath here.
Wow.
8 counts.
Oh my goodness. I'm forever in awe of the way they're just so in sync. They're so in
I
line.
know, it's so perfect.
It's very hard to get like this. This clean.
Not easy at all. Right now you're watching everyone around you, and you have to make sure the right people are beside you at the correct time so that everyone arrives in the line together.
Yeah.
And chasse together, and you have to be hyper aware of your shoulder in proportion to the next person beside you. So you can't be even a shoulder behind. It has to be like
Shoulder to
you know,
shoulder.
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, and then the girl in front, your shoulder can't be forward, more
Yeah.
forward. It has to be very square.
You have to look. You know those cookies where you like make the long log and then you hold it like this?
Yeah.
It has to look that perfect. Like it's the same thing, but it's just like duplicated in a whole line.
I want a cookie now.
Darn it, me too. And that was Entrance of the Shades. That brought back all sorts of nostalgia. Oh my goodness. This is Petipa's most celebrated work in history of ever. It's so simple, but it's so mesmerizing and so beautiful, and it's a huge piece to feature the dancer's technical skill and strength.
It's definitely up there in my top favorite list. You
Yeah.
know, this section right here. It feels so sacred.
I think it just does really bring your attention to just the raw and pure beauty of what ballet is, apart from all the beautiful things that we put on top of it.
Yeah.
But just if you brought it down to just the bare bones, like
Yeah.
a basic white flat tutu, and just the same step repeated 39 times in succession, it still has so much weight and power and beauty to it.
You know when you watch fish, like in the aquarium?
Yeah.
It has that kind of calming effect.
It does.
Because everyone goes, and then everyone goes at the
Yeah.
same time. It just has that kind of pulse and breathing all together and that kind of cadence. It's so very relaxing and so just immersive. It's really, truly spellbinding.
So if you made it to the end, congratulations. You are an official die-hard ballet nerd.
Very certified ballet nerd. I hope that we were able to just share a little bit about what it's like to dance this piece and why in the ballet scheme it's so very highly acclaimed.
Thus concludes our Entrance of the Shades commentary. Hopefully you learned something from it. Maybe you gained a new appreciation of this unique scene.
If you are rehearsing this piece or you're going to be performing it soon, hopefully we could give you some tips or tricks to get through it.
You got this. We're behind you. We see you, and you're going to nail it. Go out there and slay.
collectively.
If you liked the video, then like the video. And if you really like the video, then you can share it with a friend who also owns a pair of shades. And if you really, really, really like the video and you want to see more videos like this, and you haven't subscribed to this channel already, we would love to welcome you to the Ballet Nerd community. So tap the subscribe button so you won't miss out on any of our future ballet nerding endeavors.
And I think that is all from us for now. This is Ballet Rain signing off. Until the next video.
Bye! Come on, Eden.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Okie dokie, and that really.